Well, listener, I think styles make fights. I mean, let me give you an example. Muhammad Ali had a really hard time with Ken Norton. He went one win, one loss, one draw in his three fights with him. The reality was, you talk to anybody, Ali probably lost all three of those. So it was very difficult. If you ask Larry Holmes, who had a style very similar to Muhammad Ali, he'll say Ken Norton was his hardest fight ever. It was when Holmes finally won the title with a 15-round split decision. But conversely, George Foreman knocked Ken Norton out in 2 rounds. You know who also did? Jerry Cooney. What do they have in common? They're very big guys with a lot of power. So Ken Norton had this proto Evander Holyfield type of style that made slick boxers like Holmes and Ali. It gave them trouble. But against devastating big guys, he had nothing. I think what we saw in the Jan Blachowicz fight was that, Pereira's going to have a really hard time with grapplers who can also strike MMA style. I thought he lost the Blachowicz fight. I've talked about that forever, so I don't want to belabor that. But also, that Blachowicz and Ankalaev labored to a draw down in Brazil. A very close fight, right? Between guys with similar styles. And I think the UFC knew that Ankalaev was a really bad style for Pereira. And that's how you explain, them throwing Khalil Roundtree in there, them trying to get him not to take the fight because of Ramadan. But listen, man, the reality of that is, I know Khabib's very orthodox Islam, but not everybody is so religious they're going to give up the opportunity of a lifetime because they want to not eat all day long. I mean, basically they're probably not eating all day long to make weight anyway. So yeah, it seems superfluous to me. And he took the fight and he won the title, and now he's a champ. The bad part for us is that isn't exactly fun. Ali brought a lot of pizzazz. Pereira brought a lot of pizzazz. Ken Norton and Ankalaev don't bring much pizzazz. And as we all know, from a business perspective, the fight game is part carnival, right? Part real business. And when you get a champion who doesn't appeal to the masses, that doesn't help business. And when business is not helped, institutions as a whole go down. But what are you going to do? That's the game, right? Are you how do you solve that in combat sports? I don't think you can. I think the UFC did a great job of trying to. I think the funniest thing is the WWE, right, where everything's mythical, right? You can make champions out of personalities that you want to, and you can give and take and destroy. And it's probably why Vince McMahon's in a lot of trouble right now. As far as Dana goes, his ego's on that level, but hopefully, he hasn't slipped into that kind of darkness, which we know vast riches can bring. But now I'm off the subject, listener. Yeah, it's going to be the Ankalaev reign for a little while. But listen, there's an anecdote for those guys too. Styles make fights, guys, and everybody has a weakness. Read my book, Warrior of the Light, for more on that.